Hello. In this video, we're going to show you how quick and easy it can be to order your postcards and acquire leads lists using the XL Hustler storefront website. Once you've logged in, over on the left-hand side, you see a postcard option. Let's click on that. Once we've loaded our postcard screen, we'll see that we have 4 different products to select from. There are only 2 versions of the postcards. There's a residential and a commercial. The first 2 give us the ability to get a leads list. The second 2 allow us to upload our own custom list using a Microsoft Excel or CSV file. Let's go ahead and acquire a data list, and for that we're going to go ahead and click on the residential postcard. The first step you'll come to is a form filling step. As you'll see, most of your information has been filled out automatically from your profile field. Your dealership's name, address, city, state, and zip. Over on the right hand side, you'll see a preview of the postcard front and back. If you notice up on the top right hand side, you'll see that the information that we have in our fields is displayed here in the postcard preview. We can also add a phone number by simply putting it into the phone number step. Or we have the option to add an additional line of information, say to put in your dealership website. Any information that we add or update on the left-hand side is automatically updated in the preview section. So we can see that the phone number we've added, as well as the website, is both now in the preview section. Once we have everything filled out and we're happy with this, we can go ahead and click on Next Step. Next, we go to the data list step. This is where we're actually going to get our leads list. There are 2 types of databases we can pull our leads from. The first is consumer, which is residential addresses, and the second is business. Let's go ahead and start with residential, so we'll select our consumer database. Then we need to click on the Acquire a Data List. Here we'll enter all the necessary information we need in order to get the list that we want. We start with our geographical information, opening up our radius area, and setting our dealership address as a starting point for our radius. Next, we need to set the distance we want our radius to extend to. Let's say 20 miles. We click Add Radius. Oh, and we're being told that we have an invalid zip code. There we go. Now we add the radius. And there we go. We see that we have a little over 3,000 leads. Say you want to reduce the number of leads from 3,000. There's a number of ways we can do that. The first way is you could adjust your distance from your starting point, and that will reduce the number of leads it returns. Another way you can do it is by going into your demographics and adjusting the demographical information. You'll see that we've preset some information over here on the right side. We've included an income range starting at $40,000 and going up from there. We've set dwelling types to homes, we've set it to homeowners, and we've set a lot square size minimum of 32,670 square feet, which is 3/4 of an acre. You can adjust the income range or lot size to determine how many leads you want. Remember that your lot size has to be in square feet. We've included a helpful conversion chart to help you out. Another way we could reduce that information without adjusting our demographics is go back to our geographical section. We open back up our radius, and since we know we have 3,000 leads within 20 miles of our dealership, we just want to reduce that number. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in a radius by quantity and just return the nearest 2,000 from our starting point, which we know is within 20 miles of our dealership. And we'll add in that radius. And there you go. You see that we have now 2,000 leads with all the same demographical information. Once you've gotten the total number of leads that you want, you can move on to the review step. Here we can do a number of things. We can preview the list that we've selected by clicking the Preview List option. This gives us a first name, a partial address, city, state, and the first and last digit of the zip code. And we can click the Next feature to move through the list. Another thing we can do is we can send ourselves a report by clicking the Send Report option. entering our email address, and clicking OK. And we see that an email has been sent to us. An example of the report looks like this. We have a zip code. We have the cities that were within that zip code range. We have a range of mileage for each of the leads within that zip code from our starting point, and the total number of leads out of the 2,000 that fall under each of these categories. And we can see it totals 2,000. We can also select, and we need to select here if we're going to use this lead list for a single mailing or if we're going to send it on multiple dates. If you're going to just do a single mailing, you can select the single use option. If you want to send it on multiple dates, you need to select the multi-use option. Lastly, we need to name our list. This is not really important for the system, but is required. Once you've done that, you can click the list selection complete. And then we can accept our data list. And there you go. Now we have a data list with showing 2,000 records. Let's go ahead and go on to the next step. Since we selected a multi-use list, we actually have the ability to add multiple mailing dates. We can add and remove mailing dates by selecting the date and clicking the Add or Remove feature. You can see that these are the dates that will be included as mailing dates. These dates will be excluded. The other way you can say it is these are the dates that we have to choose from but are not mailing on. And these are the dates that we have requested mailings on. Because we have a multi-list, we need to make sure we select at least 2 mailing dates. Once you've selected dates, you can click the Update option, and it'll update the pricing based on the number of mailing dates. Since you have 2,000 leads and choose to send it on 3 dates, you'll actually be sending out 6,000 postcards, and that'll adjust the price to reflect that. If you have any special instructions, you can include those in the Special Instructions field. Once you've got all this filled out, you can now save your changes or add it to your cart. And there we go. We now have a residential postcard with 3 mailing dates with 2,000 records and a total of $1,200 in postcards. If you want to add additional postcards, or say maybe a commercial postcard with a commercial mailing list, you can do that by simply continuing shopping, selecting the postcard type that you want, and going through the same process.